This video is going to describe how to create a calculated field in a query in Access. I'll demonstrate how to do one in a minute, but I want to go over the rules or the syntax of how to create the calculated field. And it's very simple. You start by typing the new field name in first, followed by a colon. The colon is what separates the new field name from the expression or calculations. So the new field name will be on the left of the colon. All the calculations will be on the right. I have two examples here. The first one will take anything that's in field 1 and multiply it by anything in field 2. Now notice your field names are enclosed in brackets, and that needs to be also follow the syntax. The second example has a new field name with a colon, and it'll take the contents of field 1 and multiply it by 25%. Now notice that you don't use the percent sign. You have to convert a percentage to its natural number of 0.25. Two examples. First, I want to create a new field called discount, which is 5% of sales. So what you would do is follow the syntax, start with your new field name, which is discount, type a colon, and then you're going to take your sales field, multiply it by 0.05. Another example, we want to create a field called new price by subtracting the discount field that we just created above from sales. So you start by typing the new price field, followed by a colon. Then you're going to take the sales field minus the discount field, and that will calculate the new price. Now you can also use calculated fields using text, a short text field or a long text field. And there are different functions that you can use. One that is commonly used is called the left function. The left function has two arguments. The first argument is a string. The second argument is the length. So for example, if I use the function left open paren Diane, comma 1, it would look at that string of text Diane and put a D. Okay? If I change it to left Diane 3, it will go to the left of my string and bring the first 3 characters. If I use a field name, use it with left. If I use this example, left, first name, notice my first name is a field name, it's in brackets, comma 1, it's going to display the first letter in the first name field. Along with calculations, you can use the ampersand symbol, which is also the concatenate operator in Access. Concatenate means you can place two different fields together and combine them into one using the ampersand symbol. Let's show an example. I want to first create a query in Design View, and what I want to do is I want to take the agent's first letter in their first name, followed by a period, and then their last name, and I want to create a new calculated field called agent's name. We have two options. You could right-click in this blank field and go to Zoom and type it here, or you could right-click and click the Build button or your expression builder and type it in here. And it gives you examples up above. So we're going to call this new field agent's name. Remember, separate the new field name from the expressions. You have to type a colon. Make sure it's not a semicolon. I want to select the first letter from the first name. So I'm going to use my left function, open the parentheses. The first argument in my left function is going to be the field name, first name. Notice I've enclosed first name in brackets. My second argument in my left function is the number of characters I want to pull from first name, and I only want to pull 1. Close my parentheses. That ends the left function. Now, I want to combine this with a quote, period, space, quote. And then I'm also going to combine it, use my concatenate operator, and combine it with my last name field. And make sure last name is included in brackets. If I go ahead and click OK at this point, and I run my query, you can see that I have taken the person's first initial of their first name, and it has a period next to it, then a space, and then the person's full last name. Now, let's do so I have now the listing agents. I have the agents. I'm going to give them their list price, bring that down. I'm going to run it. Now I want each person wants to see what their commission is going to be based on each one of these list prices. So I want to create another new calculated field. This time I'm just going to go into my Zoom. And this field is going to be called commission. Again, I'm going to separate my field name from the calculations by putting in a colon. I'm going to take my listing price field, list price field in brackets and multiply it times 0.03, which is, make sure I have 0.03, which is 3% is their commission for listing a property. Go ahead and click OK. If I click Run, you can see my list price are like dollars and cents. My commission is 3% on every single one of these listings. I really want that commission to look a little bit nicer. So I'm going to come here and I'm going to open my property sheet, and I'm going to format it to currency with 2 decimals. If I run the query again, now it makes a little bit more sense. Okay, that's a calculated field.